Welcome back to Icelandic Formula Off-Road. Here we will look at the second part of the Hella race, the first race of the year. We're talking about tracks 4, 5 and 6 here today. The river, the swamp and the time attack. This is all, the epic stuff from Hella. Bjartur Eliasson was leading after track 3. Great driving here in the first track of the day, and he won 2 events last year. Can Bjartur challenge for the title this year? Packed Hella. Here we see the standings after the first 3 tracks. Bjartur leads Atli Jamil and Ingvar, Þór Þormar, Andri Már and Jón Örn Ingilifsson. And now let's move over to the 4th track of the day. It's the time attack. Finnur Björnsson here in the Fox. Now the rules of the time attack are a bit different. It's your lap time around the course that matters, and Finnur here with a pretty fast run. There's only 10 penalty points for touching a marker here, so your time decides the points that you get, and then 10 penalty points for each marker that you hit. Here we see Finnur Björnsson almost rolling it here. That gave him the best in show. Needs to reverse. There's no penalty points for reversing in the time attack, only a time penalty that you lose. And Finnur finishing the course in 43.4 seconds. Was on for a good time there until that moment where he almost rolled it, which earned him the best in show. Now here we have Grímur Helgason. This is the old Lion with all the horsepower now. Brjóla second. A very good car. Let's get it turned here. What is that? The car pulls him completely in the sand, the soft material there, and snaps on him, throwing him into a roll. Now Elvald Orri Guðmundsson, similar troubles there, catches the marker. Brjóla caught 50 points there for not finishing the course. Elvald Orri here. Taking it a bit easy, but getting it a bit thrown up there in the sand. And what is Elvald doing here? He didn't go through the final gate. That's only 75 points. Turns away from it, we can see the final gate there. Now Bjartur Eliasson needs a good run here. Slow off the line though. Bjartur decides to only floor it once it's through the start gate, but maybe not losing any time there. Nicely done here. Decent time so far. Tries to take a very aggressive line here, and that is nice. Gets a lot of traction out of there. Really gunning for some speed here on the straights. Now going back into the second part. Bjartur. Oh, big jump! He misses the final gate there. Needs to get it turned around. Saw the mistake earlier and knows that he needs to go through the gate the correct way around. And that is a 46-second time. He probably loses 10 seconds going that extra route there. Now next up, Andri Már Sveinsson in the Cowboy. Has been having a good run so far in Hella. Now with Bjartur's errors there, he has a good opportunity of taking the lead. Car not working like it should there, or what? That is a big roll. Look at that. The front axle actually broken, and that is the Cowboy finishing up the day on its back. Falling out. Now Ingvar Jóhannesson. Is there a chance for Ingvar to challenge for the lead here? Takes a different line. Does not want to be in the tire marks that have already been laid down. The track's getting a bit deep there in places. You can see that he tries to avoid them everywhere. And Ingvar is very quick at this point. Touches a marker there, that's 10 penalty points. Ingvar Jóhannesson through the final gate, 33.9 seconds. That is the fastest time of the day. But 10 penalty points there as well. Now Atli Jamil Ásgeirsson. Nicely done there. Now with Ingvar getting that fastest time of the day, he goes to the top of the leaderboard. Now Atli Jamil is another contender for that lead, so a good time here. You can show him challenge for it. Atli Jamil here, a lot of speed in the final part. The Raptor looking good here, 35.9. Not quite as fast as Ingvar, but a fast track and no penalty points means that Atli Jamil takes the lead with 9 points. Ingvar Jóhannesson in second and Þormar Pálsson sitting third. Bjartur Eliasson falling down to 4th place. Next up, the iconic river in Hella. We have Ingvar Jóhannesson. Now the river has changed a bit for this year. 2 big runs over the river now, starting off here, going completely over it. And again, this is a time attack where drivers need to aquaplane their way over the river. And they go back over this shorter bit here, all the way back down and to the classic, iconic Hella River run. Now Ingvar is carrying a lot of speed here. This is a really, really good run. Ingvar fighting for the lead and could take it with a very strong run here. Nicely done, lands well in the river, trying to steer upstream there. Gunning for it, and that is a fantastic run, and that is a fantastic time, and you can see it on Ingvar's reactions. 43.9 seconds now. Look at the power in the Raptor. Goes off the throttle way before the river is even over because the speed's just so much. Now not as aggressive here on land. Gets a bit wobbly there and a lot of water. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That's water in the engine for sure. Trying to get it cleared out. There's not much happening here. What a horrible feeling needing to go into the river and you don't know if you got the power. And the answer is you don't, and that is Atli Jamil for sure losing the lead in Hella to Ingvar because Ingvar's run was fantastic. Atli trying to find shallow water here, trying to stick up by the land here. And there's going to be more water flooding into the engine now at every second of this run, but manages to get it over here. Nicely done, Atli. That's what we call a salvage job. Now, the search and rescue, always ready to come and help. Now, this is Jóhann Ingvarsson. You can just see the big water prevention, well, we could call it system, but it's just a bucket, I think. Jóhann nicely there through the first push. This car has a lot of horsepower. Without nitrous, without race fuel, this engine is pumping out over 1,000 horsepower. Just stock gasoline. Now, the river, the main push, and here are all the 1,000 horsepower. Pulling and pushing 44.9. What a time here by the Outlaw. Now Jón Vilberg Gunnarsson, a new car, and getting to learn the tricks of Hella here. It's going to be 25 points. And a wet cockpit. For finishing the course, 150 points are always awarded. Now this is Gunnarsson. Wow! Front wheels off the ground there. as he pushes out, and look at the wobble that Too Insane is pushing here. This is Gunnlaugur Gunnlaugsson's first race, and Too Insane, the new car. This car was initially built in Norway, has made its way over to the Icelandic series now. Gunnlaugur not taking any chances here up on the land bits of this, if we can call it that. Now Gunnlaugur getting it lined up well here, wants to take a different approach there, but the car's just not stiff enough in the water or what. Looks like a boat for now, but does it change into a submarine any second? Well, Gunnlaugur is pushing for it here. Manages to get his way over to the coast there. And 1 minute and 3 seconds for Too Insane. Now Guðmundur Eliasson broke the transmission. Course 3. Oh my god, that's a big kick there that Rodeo took, but a nice landing, stuck it. The mechanics of Rodeo swapped out the transmission in 20 minutes. There should be a time attack for that. And here we see Guðmundur Eliasson kicking and, well, punching the air as he goes through the river. He loved that, 44.8. That's a quick time now. Páll Jónsson, the sheep, final push here. Gets a bit wobbly once in the water, but seems to be making it work. Oh wow, look at how much bouncing there is. That's the only dancing sheep you'll ever see. And that's 52.3 for the sheep. Now we have the Dream, Sigurður Bjartmarsson. One of the old school cars here. This is built since 1997, and I don't know why it's on its side once it hits the water, but it definitely is getting twisted there. That's Sigurður not quite getting over in the first run there, but seems to keep everything running here. Heavy car, big block engine here for the Dream. And that's 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now Ingi Már Björnsson, the bomb. Bomb's not lacking any horsepower. Skidding and skipping, and that is the bomb going all the way. 47.9. The commitment needed there. The bomb now running in the top 6. This is Guðlaugur Helgason in the second Olsen car. There's just a marker there, I think. Now gunning for it. .52.3 for Olsen. Now Þór Þormar. This is his stage. Þór Þormar was sitting in third. Oh, almost loses it there as he comes out of the water, but a time lost there. Needs to make it up on the second part, but he's trying to look how quickly he's going up on the land into the second riverbed. Now pushing for it. He's gonna run the jump full throttle here or what? Managed to get it slowed a little bit. And then guns for the second water entry. Takes a wide angle here. Should get it turned very well. And now all the horsepower in the world underneath the right foot. Thor pushing. Look at that speed. And even with the mistake at the start, that's a sub 50-second time. Now Bjartur Eliasson, can he fight back? No drama here at the start. The Olsen car not quite as powerful as some of the Supreme engine cars here. And it's a bit funny talking about a car being a little bit underpowered when it's well, flirting with 1,000 horsepower, but just below. Now, the big river crossing. Let's see how this goes. Gets a bit sideways there as he lands in it, which creates a lot of wobble, but he manages to keep the momentum going. It's a little bit more horsepower there to pick up speed through the river, but that's still a sub 50-second time, 49.2 for Bjarthor. Now let's look at the standings, and we have Ingvar Jóhannesson on top. Þór Þormar pushing up to second. Bjarthor Eliasson third. Jónar Nikolason up to fourth. Atli Jamil falling all the way down to fifth with his disastrous run through the water. And Guðlaugur sitting in sixth. Now we move over to the final track of the day, the infamous swamp in Hella. And we have Ingi Már Björnsson driving the bomb. Now, the swamp proved very difficult this year, and here drivers need to take a very tight right-hander. They need to slow down, and that is just a deep pit where, well, Ingi can't get through, and that's a bad sign for the rest because it's best to go first. Now, Þór Þormar Pálsson, you might notice that the car's no longer red. Specific setup just for the mud. Major wheel arches here. And now Þór Þormar, can he get past the gate? No, he can't. Stuck here, trying to get it moving. That engine pushing a lot. It might have spun the earth around a little bit faster there. But the car's not going any further. Now Guðlaugur Helgason. First to stop at the same place. So far, so good for Guðlaugur. Misses the gate there, but goes around here. He must have seen that he missed the gate, so he's trying to get back through it, and does. Nicely done, and actually shows a very clever line through that gate. I wonder if we'll see more going through there now. Half away through the track, and here he needs to floor it through a muddy section, back through, and all the way back here through the flags. And there we have it. Guðlaugur going all the way, 350 for length. Now Finnur Albjörnsson. Did Guðlaugur just show everybody how to do this? And this means that Guðlaugur is up to first place for now. Finnur Albjörnsson, can he do something similar? Tries to stick with one wheel here on the right, but gets thrown into the deep end. And that is just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is a stopped Fox. 170 point for Finnur Albjörnsson there. Next up we have Sævar Birnisson driving Móri. Stay through the first bit here, but it's the second bit that is the really hard one. Can Móri get through? Tries to go wide here. I think he might have taken down a marker, but that is just as soft and as muddy. And that is Sævar Birnisson stuck, 40 penalty points. And 120 total for Móri. That is... well, they're probably going to need a truck to pull that rescue person out. Now, Atli Jamil. He's in the hunt here for the win. Oh, look at that! Gets thrown up out of the course. Needs to get back in. And then he floors it here. Still on course here. Bounce there, but the marker goes under the middle of the car. It's minus 40 points, but the officials failed to see it, and unfortunately judged Atli to be out of bounds. There's no video refereeing in Formula Offroad, and that means that Atli Jamil is not getting the full points for finishing this course like he should. Next up we have Bjarthor Eliasson, was leading early on. drama here through the first bit, or what? Kind of looks like he chose to do that route rather than getting thrown there. The swamp is not a time attack, so Bjartur can't do that. He can take his time here to get lined up properly. Goes back into the mud to go through that gate. And so far, so good. Now, we saw the Raptor go through here, although deemed out of bounds. That was a way to do it, and there we go. That's penalty points for Bjartur, but he is still on course. Now, does the long way around here. We have our camera crew running away because Bjartur seems to have entered the next town at this point. Definitely a new postal code at least. And now Bjartur into the second part of the swamp. Goes all the way here. If he gets through that gate, yes he does, and takes the lead in Hella. 350 for length, 60 penalty points. So that means Olsen is leading. Now Jónur Ingileson, a good run here could see him take the top spot. A returnee to the sport. Returned last year. Now first part, no drama so far. How does the second part work out for Jónur? Takes a very interesting line through here and goes through. Nicely done by Jónur. Clever driving, a veteran of the sport. One podium last year in his return, no win yet. But this is a penalty-free run, and Jónur takes the lead with 1,657 points. And now we have Ingvar Jóhannesson in the Viking. Fighting for victory here, Ingvar. He needs 240 points to take the win. Goes through here, but he is judged out of bounds. It's the same mistake as with Atli in the Raptor. Ingvar was inbound, but is judged to be out of bounds, and that means that instead of, a minus 40 point penalty on the full points, he only gets 160. It's an unfortunate and rare mistake by the officials, but as we don't have any VAR, any video refereeing or anything like that, that means that Ingvar just takes third place here in Hella, and that means that Jónur Ingileson is the winner. His first win in the return, with Bjartur Eliasson second and Ingvar Jóhannesson third. So that's it from the first round of the championship. See you next time.